Welcome everyone to this presentation today. My name is Lori Petrosino. I'm going to be your host today. And what you're going to hear about is a community project that currently has over 500,000 members worldwide since 2016. Now, this may be your first time seeing this presentation. I invite you to take notes and screenshots, write down any questions you may have, but you're going to find that most of your questions will be answered in this presentation. What really has people excited about this project is that it virtually has all the elements that people look for when they're choosing a wealth vehicle. One, that's passive wealth, blockchain transparency, instant withdrawable conditions, anonymity, validation, and there's also the option of earning as a builder right now. But one thing I've noticed in this industry is that you may have noticed it too, is that the focus is on getting money right now, like immediately after you start. But it's rare that you see focus on a project that has any staying power. Many of the companies that you may have been involved in require you to pay out a large chunk of money in order to slowly give it back to you with a percentage, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what if you could amass large wealth by only ever putting out $100? What if you could have something set in place for your future income right now? So with this project, you can have that balance. You can have cash you can earn right now, and a future growth plan that can yield retirement type funds. So as you know, it can take 20 or 30 years to see any substantial growth from a retirement fund, and that's a long time to wait. But today, you're going to see how you can set yourself up for big payouts, and not in 20 or 30 years, but in 36 months, in 60 months, or 84 months. In today's presentation, I'm going to give you thorough information, very thorough, but it's in order for you to make the best informed decision for yourself. But the project is very simple, runs on autopilot, and of course, it's up to you how you proceed after you see the information. If you have any questions that weren't addressed in the webinar, please put them in the chat afterwards so that they can be answered that way. Please don't do it during the presentation. Keep your microphone muted if you would, turn up your volumes, and take notes if you need to. So let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about legacy wealth with Cryptex, and this is a $100 financial solution. You're going to learn some key benefits of being associated with the Cryptex project. Cryptex allows you to benefit from a starting balance of $30,240 or $43,200 and only pay a $100 activation fee. So let's first go through the disclaimer. What you hear in this presentation is not financial advice. It is to present you with information. Everything is associated with risk, even your job. Never risk more than you can afford to lose. There are no guarantees of income. You are responsible for your decisions and transactions. Income examples are estimates of what you may earn. So firstly, what is Cryptex? Is a community-based project where operation is anonymous. That means there's no CEO, company, business, or location. Cryptex utilizes a blockchain-based DeFi staking protocol as its point for earning. Cryptex maintains partnerships with banks, insurance companies, and individual account holders, all working uniformly to generate profits for all of those parties involved. Cryptex provides anonymity for all the parties. It's operating since 2016, and there are currently over 500,000 account holders worldwide. So these are the players. We have the DeFi staking contracts, the account holder or participant, insurance company, and banks. So let's just go over some of the basics. Here's the background on what DeFi staking is: the process of keeping your assets in a smart contract in exchange for the accumulation of interest. Crypto assets are locked for a contractual period of time in order to generate passive income. Locked assets protects the blockchain network's ability to generate crypto profits as a reward, and the staker or participant receives returns. Now, DeFi staking is considered the modern savings account, but it's much more lucrative because daily rewards are possible with staking. Cryptex averages a variable 0.1 to 0.3 per day from staking and compounds the interest daily for profitable returns. So what is the product or asset behind Cryptex? It's the DeFi hybrid contract. So this is a contractual agreement between the contract, the insurance company, and the bank. Contract contains the provision of capital in USD, which is the starting balance. It's given to the bank, by the bank, to the contract for a term of 3, 5, or 7 years. Users will activate a contract And each contract has a non-refundable activation fee of only $100. This can be deposited in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, or Bitcoin Cash, and it's used for distribution and intersystem operations. So the account holder or the person participating with only a $100 activation fee, you can secure a 3, 5, or 7-year DeFi staking contract, which contains a starting balance of $30,240 for 3 years, $43,200 for 5 years, and $43,200 for 7 years. These starting balances will compound over the length of those terms, 3, 5, or 7 years. So each participant is considered an account holder, and they may open an account anonymously with just an email address when you register. So let's talk about the insurance company behind Cryptex insures the wallet for loss and default, and it was developed by the partner insurance company specifically for this Cryptex project. Well, why would an insurance company do this? Well, the insurance company stands to benefit financially by receiving secure monthly bonuses from the staking profits of every single contract. They receive this without interruption for the entire term of the contract. And it's automated, it removes the human factor, and it assures that they can collect. The bank, based on the insurance coverage, partner bank they work with provides the capital for the contract, 3, 5, or 7 years. So why would the bank do this? Well, the bank also benefits financially by receiving secure annual interest from the staking profits without interruption for the entire term of the contract. Also automated, removes the human factor, and assures collection. What does that all mean for you? So it means that because of these 4 components, the DeFi staking contract, the account holder, banks, the insurance company, that profits are able to be generated with the addition of compounding. So let's take a look at the contract expectations and the power of compounding. So here we're looking at the contract expectation of a 3-year contract. Now you can see on the left-hand side in red, the contract capital is $30,240. Now at the very top on the right-hand side, highlighted in yellow, you can see the starting balance, $30,240. And remember, this is not your funds. These are funds that are given by the bank to the DeFi staking contract. Your $100 activates the staking contract. So now if you scroll all the way to the bottom where it says 1095, you can see after compounding, after 3 years, 36 months, the amount is $65,337 on average. So after the time frame of 3 years, the $30,240 that was loaned from the bank to the DeFi staking contract is then returned to the bank because that was a loan. Now, the user who activated that contract then is left with $35,097 in profit that you as a user get to keep for one $100 contract. Okay, this is what sold me on it when I saw this, guys. It's massive. But let's take a look at the 5-year contract. Here's the contract expectations for the 5-year contract. The starting capital is $43,200. You can see on the right-hand side, highlighted in yellow, there's the starting balance. Now, if you scroll to the bottom, after 1,824 days, 60 months, the amount comes out to $514,687 on average. And the bank is going to take back their loan of $43,200, and the user, which would be you or I, or whoever activates a $100 contract for 60 months, gets returned to them $471,487. That's amazing. So you can see there's a substantial difference between a 36-month contract or a 60-month contract. One 36-month contract is estimated to return $35,097. That's just one. One 60-month contract is estimated to return $471,487 in profit to the account holder. Now, each contract compounds daily interest on that starting balance, as we just showed, and averages between 0.1 and 0.3% per day or higher. That's how we came to that number. This is all for the same $100 activation fee, and you can have multiple contracts, not just one. So you're not limited to one contract. And guys, if you haven't been on this presentation before, this is brand new. We used to be allowed to have 20 contracts. We are now allowed to have 80. 80 contracts are allowed per account, and only one account is allowed per user. And you can see right here on the right-hand side, I made sure to confirm that with Cryptex. We are really excited about this news because many of us had our maximum of 55 contracts, and now we are allowed to have 80. So this is wonderful news. There's a special package that allows you to get 15 free contracts, which we'll talk about in another slide. So here is the screenshot of a member who made a withdrawal in May of 22. Why is this important? It's important because that means this contract started in 2019. So you can already see how far back this goes. This is a withdrawal to that person's wallet of $96,700. Here's another screenshot of withdrawals made by another member, and he made 100,000, 112,000, 100,000, 100,000, and you can just see the rest of them. So I just wanted to show you what's possible. This was withdrawn on the dates seen here directly to this person's wallet. Now here in November, we had the privilege of seeing a completed contract withdrawal by a member who was kind enough to record this for us, because this is an anonymous project and a lot of people want to stay anonymous. So this person actually shared his back office, and he shared the email that you can see on the left-hand side, just under 400,000 that was withdrawn to his wallet. Now, in the arrow on the lower right-hand side, you can see the contract start date was November 20th of 20, and the end date was November 21st of 23, exactly 3 years later. And this was just remarkable because this particular person did not buy these contracts for himself. They were purchased for him by his sponsor as a gift because he heard about Cryptex in 2019 and didn't do anything with it. So the following year in 20, his sponsor gifted him contracts, and this was the result. So he was so excited about it. He did a short call and showed us his back office before he made the withdrawal, and then the funds in his wallet, which you can see was over 10 Bitcoin right here on the right-hand side. He was super excited. You can see that call if you want to by going to memberwithdrawal.com. So either take a screenshot of this or write it down so you can check out that video. It's really exciting to see. So let's talk about blockchain transparency, because the blockchain is irrefutable. Transactions can be viewed on the blockchain. So in this image from blockchain.com Explorer, you can see just one of the wallets that was used by Cryptex for withdrawals. The Bitcoin balance that can be seen here is 51 Bitcoins in this wallet. And at the current price, that's over $3 million. Now, this particular wallet made over 110,000 transactions on the blockchain and did a total volume of $266 billion. You can also see this video that a member made actually outlining how he found this wallet by going to dailypaysolution.com. Now, this is a new slide, and this is really exciting. This is new blockchain confirmation, compelling blockchain evidence. He's an upline member who followed a blockchain address that was used to pay him. So when we get paid in commissions or what have you, you get a wallet address, and he used it to follow that address and identified massive holdings within another Cryptex wallet. So the Bitcoin balance that can be seen here is 813 Bitcoin, more than 813 Bitcoin. And I believe now if you go to this wallet address, it's even higher. On August 13th, the current holdings of this wallet were $49 billion and more. Now, you can see the blockchain confirmation. He also put this document together that if you go to tinyurl.com/new blockchain, you can see this document. You can also copy that address for yourself, and you can go over to Blockchain Explorer yourself and check it out. These were withdrawals to members that were made in the month of June. So here you can see we have over 2 million, 10 million, 549,000. This is incredible. Now you can see why people want to stay anonymous. And I almost did not put this slide in here because a lot of people just can't believe this, but here it is right in front of your face on the blockchain. We have the ability to see it. We have this knowledge. So I wanted to share it with you guys just to get you excited, because these people obviously have several contracts, and that's why they were able to withdraw so much. So putting it all together, an account holder has a contract. So for example, one contract, $100. The bank provides the capital to the DeFi staking contract. The staking generates daily compounded profits. Each contract is insured by the insurance company. And at the end of a contract term, the capital lent to the DeFi staking contract is then paid back to the bank. All parties stand to profit from each and every contract. The account holder, which would be you or I, only takes care of a $100 USD activation fee for this entire process. Now, here are the 4 choices for Cryptex contracts. They keep it pretty simple. Each contract is $100 regardless of the length of time you choose. So if you chose a DeFi hybrid 36-month contract, $100. DeFi hybrid 60-month contract, $100. 84-month contract, $100. Then there's the special 36-month package where you can purchase it for $1,000, and instead of it being $1,500, it's only $1,000. You get 15 contracts. That's 5 for free. And that's only going to be here while it's still available. It's been here for a while. We just don't know when or if they could take it down. You're allowed to have 3 of those. So that special package is limited. Again, you can get the 15 contracts for the price of 10. It's only applicable for 36-month contracts. You can't interchange 60-month or 84-month contracts. It's a package, a bundle for 36-month contracts. So you can have 3 of those special contracts. So for example, $3,000, you get 45 contracts instead of only 30. So if one contract yields you $35,097, just do the math. Now here's an overview of Cryptex primary benefits. You earn passive income, generate interest from staking 24/7, 365 days a year, no personal capital needed, fixed starting capital from the bank, $30,200, $43,200. It's affordable. It's a $100 activation fee, 36, 60, or 84-month staking contracts. The daily compounding average is 0.1 to 0.3%. 80 contracts are allowed per account. Over 500,000 members worldwide. There's probably more by now. Withdrawals are in Bitcoin. It's an 8-year project. This is starting in 2016. Total anonymity for all parties. The capital is insured. There's no financial or contractual obligation to you. It's an optional builder's plan. There's instant commissionable payouts with that optional builder's plan. There's a special contract package where you can get 5 free contracts and 15 if you choose to get 3 of those. So now, if you choose to do the sharing side of Cryptex and you want to earn referral awards now while you're waiting for your contracts, there's 3 aspects of the referral compensation. So here, there are 3 ways to earn. 1, you have direct commissions, rewards from the referral program, and these commissions are available instantly. 2, there's daily profit sharing. These are staking rewards from your referrals that come at the end of their contract period. And 3, leader commissions. There's a rewards-based leader program that pays you monthly. Very simple. So here are the 3 ways to earn at a glance. You have the commissions that are paid out directly on 3, 5, and 7-year contracts. You have level 1, 30%. So on a $100 contract, you're getting $30. So now all the way down to level 10, you can see the percentages. Let's just talk about the direct commissions. So for personally referred, getting $30 on 3, 5, or 7-year contracts, what if someone purchases more than one? Well, for example, one person can purchase 20 contracts. So it's $30 times 20. Your commission is $600 on that one person. So it's very lucrative. You can withdraw that if you want to, or you can use it to buy more contracts for yourself. And you can see here on the right-hand side, this is an overview of a member who earned over $20,000 in just 2 months by sharing Cryptex. So it's very possible, and it's very possible to earn fast. So the second way to earn is the daily profit sharing, which is paid at the end of your contract, at the end of their contract. So in other words, you can earn 8% on level 1, the people you introduce, all the way down through level 20, the people they introduce. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So you're paid on 20 levels below you. You'll see the daily accumulation from these profits of your referrals. And these profits are paid to you at the end of their contract, just like you would be paid at the end of your 3 or 5-year contract. When their contracts pay out, that's when you're going to get your commission on those locked profits. So for example, if your referral purchases a 15 contract special, your profit sharing from that one person calculated over the 3 years averages on level 1, your direct referral, $40,000. Level 2, $25,000. Level 3, $25,000, and all the way down the line. So this is really a remarkable feature that a lot of people are not recognizing because it's not front commission, but you see it accumulating in your back office, and whoa, is it massive. So the leader bonus, 3 qualifications there are for leader bonus, and I highly recommend trying to work toward this as a goal. We have many people who have reached this goal already, and all you need is 100 directly sponsored people who you've introduced, and they have to have at least one $100 contract. So 2 would be have a total of 100,000 volume in your entire team. That's 1,000 contracts. Once those qualifications are met, you receive a $5,000 bonus, which is 5% of those 1,000 contracts that's paid out to you retroactively. And then three, those 100 you'll need 100 new contracts each month from your first or second level, which is very easy to do when you have 100 directly sponsored members who also have people in their team. And you are paid then 5% additional monthly on all your contracts in your downline to infinity, not 20 levels, infinity, an additional $5 per contract. And this adds up. Here you can just see that in a little further detail. When the qualifications are reached, you receive that $5,000 bonus and that additional $5 per contract for every new contract in your team. Infinitely, doesn't matter how many levels it goes deep, it truly is a life changer. So here you can see on the right-hand side is a member who received a leader award of $5,000 after that goal was reached. So that's definitely something, if you want to build, to strive for. Just share the information with people. We have a really good way to do that. So you're not left on your own figuring out how to share Cryptex, which a lot of companies do. You have to create it yourself, and this has already been created for you. So we have a marketing portal for Cryptex. It's free for members. And when you go in there, you can see all the different copy and paste items that you can use. So you can see autoresponder messages, you can see graphics that you can just take and post, social posts that you can put on any of your social media accounts, tons of copy and paste ads, PowerPoints, videos, everything you can think of. You can find it here, and you don't have to figure out what it is that you want to say. You just copy and paste and mix and match, and you're good to go. Coming soon is on-demand webinars. You can send your prospects too. So this way, if a webinar isn't done every week, because I don't do them every week, then you will have a way to send someone to an on-demand webinar where they can feel like they're on live and they can see a webinar and they can get going with you. So this is something that we're putting together. So let's go through just a few commonly asked questions about Cryptex. We've noticed this is one of the most commonly asked questions is, can I withdraw at any time during the staking term? So your profits are locked during the staking term. So generated profits from the stake income is available for withdrawal when the contract reaches the completion of its duration and not before. That means you have to wait the 3 years, the 5 years, or the 7 years, 36 months, 60 months, or 84 months. Profit is able to be generated upwards of that 35,000 that we saw and higher because it's due to the compounding takes place during that staking period. You have to have that time for compounding to take place. It instantly earn. You can share the project with others and withdraw anytime you have a balance 100 or higher, which many people are doing. Where does the money come from? And this is a great question. Banks loan the starting balance to the DeFi staking contract. DeFi protocols earn through its lending use during the time that the staking pool is locked. Fees are gained during the lockup period and in turn can be allocated to daily profit results. Based on the starting balance, the funds are generated through the DeFi staking and they're compounded 0.1 to 0.3% per day, 24/7 for 36, 60, or 84 months without let up. The ending balance is the result that we showed you after the staking time frame. Now, why would Cryptex only charge $100 per contract for such a return? I asked this question in the beginning too, and it's a great question. That's because all of the parties involved, Cryptex, the bank, insurance company, and you as the account holder, earn substantial profits on each and every contract purchase, each one. So a $100 handling fee is all that's required from you as an account holder because the bank earns 6.75% per year variable interest rate on each and every 36-month contract. I really want to drive this home. And 5.5% per year variable interest rate on each and every 60-month contract. Remember, people will have more than one. The insurance company stands to earn $210 per month as an insurance fee each and every 36-month contract, and a $300 per month insurance fee each and every 60-month contract. Well, let's break it down a little more and definitely take a screenshot of this because you will have people asking you how this works, and this breaks it down for you. So Cryptex earns on a 36-month contract $30, okay, for a total of $1,080 at the end of 36 months. On a 60-month contract, also $30, that comes out to $1,800. We're talking one contract here, guys. The bank earns on a 36-month contract $30,240 starting balance of 6.75% interest times 3 years, $6,023. On a 60-month contract, that comes out to $11,880. Now, the insurance company, we're talking the same contract here. On a 36-month contract, they earn $210 a month for a total of $7,560. And on a 60-month contract, $300 a month for a total of $18,000. Imagine, though, that you have 15 of these contracts, okay? Because we just talked about one. You had 15. The insurance company alone on a 36-month contract earns $113,400. And on a 60-month contract, $270,000. So many people with 55 contracts were now allowed to have 80. So you can see clearly how much is being earned in this method, where the marriage of the bank and the insurance company and the deforestation contract, and you can see what's being earned very clearly. And that's what makes this exciting. That's what makes this different. That's what makes this unique. So how can I sign, or can I sign up my family? And yes, you can. You cannot place referrals underneath a family member's account in order to stack referral commissions. And many of you know what this is all about. So please don't do it, because you can definitely lose your account. Family members must be placed under your referral link only. So in other words, if you're a husband and wife and the husband gets started, the wife would have to go under the husband and all the kids would have to go under the husband. That's it. It's plain and clear. They need to register with their own email address and their own Bitcoin wallet address. You can't fund an account from a different account from the same wallet. Be very careful you guys don't do this, or it looks like stacking. So you can build your downline by referring members to your own account. And it is very strictly enforced. People have lost their accounts by doing this. Please don't take a chance. Can I refer and earn commissions without my own contract? No, in order to earn, you must have at least one $100 contract yourself. And then you can earn commissions exactly like we just showed within the compensation plan. How long does it take to receive a withdrawal? So after requesting a withdrawal, it may take up to 72 hours. You must reply yes to receive your withdrawal if you requested the withdrawal. Then receipt to your crypto wallet is within 12 to 72 hours after replying to the confirmation email. When trying to log in, why do I sometimes get a message that I'm still logged in? A lot of times this happens. It means you just didn't log out of your last session. If you wait 30 to 40 minutes and try again, you should be able to log in. This part's important. When logging in from a mobile device, you can enter your email and your password, but don't click the login button. Just allow the platform to log you in automatically, and the system will just do that once you enter your password and email. Why does the website say contracts sold out? The contracts being referred to are former contracts which Cryptex no longer offers. We tell people don't refer to the current website because it's not being updated since they're working on a new website and back office. They do not update that website. So it's not something to refer to and get accurate information. If Cryptex is running since 2016, why is the website registered in 21? This is when Cryptex was brought online with a back office and a website. And prior to this, they weren't operating publicly. How is Cryptex legitimate if we don't know who's behind it? Well, there's blockchain transparency, which we just showed you on every single transaction. And contracts executed on the blockchain are irrefutable. They're stored in a distributed database, which cannot be changed or tampered with. And payments and withdrawals have been proceeding uninterrupted. Past experience, as many of you may know, if you've been in companies that have a visible CEO, time and again has proven that this has no bearing on the legitimacy of a company or business. The appeal of Cryptex is the anonymity of all parties. This lends to an independence of a frontier project without interference. Validation points. Okay, so take a screenshot of this slide as well, because this is a good one. Commissions. Immediate commission payouts are more than what you pay in. So for example, instantly available Bitcoin commissions on a $100 contract pays out a minimum of 140 in upline commissions. That would be a ludicrous commission structure. It will collapse very early on. And as we've already showed you, Cryptex has been running for years. You could see just by the screenshots that we showed previously. So this one factor alone provides validation that Cryptex successfully works with their 4 unique components. Limitation on deposits. Cryptex limits the allowed number of staking contracts, now 80 contracts. So there's a strict limit on how much can even be paid into the system. This is completely opposite of how almost every other company operates. Most companies welcome as much money as you want to put in, and they never limit deposits. When have you heard of a company saying, no, you want to give me 100,000? I'm not going to take it. No, Cryptex will not allow that here. So there's limitations on deposits, and that reduces risk. Blockchain proof. Blockchain is irrefutable, and thanks to deeper research that we showed you into just one of those Cryptex Bitcoin wallets, now we have two. There is video proof also of an interesting discovery, which is billions of dollars in transactions in just one of the many Cryptex wallets. Payment proofs. There's verification provided from long-term members, as we've shown, of very large withdrawals to completed contracts. We also have a video of the most recent one that was done, and Bitcoin payments that we've seen are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. So here's some further benefits. Cryptex is able to run undisturbed with anonymity. Only an email address is required to open a Cryptex account, and only a Bitcoin wallet is required to receive your payout. That prevents vulnerability for the receiver, and it represents the best kind of security in which there can be no interference by a controlling party. And that is rare and significant. Cryptex logic has also been internally consistent 100% of the time. That means no internal contradictions have been identified. Any complaints found online are not correct or from an entirely different project that uses the Cryptex name. For example, there's one called Cryptex Finance. That is not our Cryptex. Better than we've ever seen before. Well, why are people flocking to Cryptex? It's all of the above. It's unique, it's original, it's profitable, secure. That has never been done before in any space. So the conclusion is that it's hard to look at anything else when you know these bulletproof credentials. We are part of a very exclusive group of people who are utilizing a virtual platform for compounding rewards. Take advantage and max out your passive income, especially while that 15 contract special is available. Just wanted to say, I hope everyone enjoyed the presentation. Thank you so much for being here and putting up with me not feeling so well. And just to wrap up, I really want everyone to understand that the compounding is what's so powerful here. And for that, just that $100 activation fee, there's nothing that you need to do. You don't have to share it. You don't have to tell anyone what you're doing. You could just benefit from the payout. Or, of course, you can share with the tools that we have and earn some funds in the meantime. But if you're a part of that 1% who realizes that you should be thinking about a future plan and not just living for today, then at least a $100 contract should be on your list of things to do. So the information presented to you today is just for you to make an educated decision about what's best for you and to have some options. But if you decide that you do like what you saw here today, you can choose to grow your wealth by putting a contract in place for yourself now. The special contract is currently still available, and I would say take advantage of that savings. That's a $500 savings, and if you choose to do 3 special contracts, like many of us have done, that's a $1,500 savings. So please get back to the person who invited you to this call, get their link and instructions for registration, and purchase your first contract. So everyone have a great day. Thank you so much for attending, and I'll talk to you next week.
Hello.
Have a good one, everybody.